Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you again, and I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys that came out and supported me June 15th for the regionals that I played with Gecko Moria. We went 8-2, got top 32, got my beautiful pudding right there. So excited, so happy. But I will definitely be cooking up some Gecko Moria and OP07, but I did end up playing Lucci last week at locals, just trying out some of the deck. I kind of love this deck, but I also kind of hate it. I'm leaning more towards the hate side, if I'm being completely honest with you. Just milling all of my stages, my 8-cost Morias and stuff like that. It's a recurring segment. I'm not super emphatic about how you just kind of have to mulligan into the right cards, or you have to start the game with the right cards. Else it just becomes really annoying. And I will swing 5 both with leader and with Spandam here. He does end up taking the first as well as the second. He just wants some cards in hand. He's fine with that, and he'll go ahead and swing 5 into me. I don't like to give Law the first I don't like to give him the first life, just in case, you know, he does end up playing the 4-cost Law, or if yeah, if it's just a 5k swing, I just don't like giving it to them. If it's an 8k, yeah, you can bet I'm taking it, but giving them second, it does usually warrant like a 5k swing, so you can kind of protect that first life, and it leaves you like a kind of a free turn where you can either take 1, potentially even 2 life. But I do decide to play down Kaku here, which is kind of interesting. I did have, or excuse me, not Kaku, Sabo over Kaku here, which I think is kind of interesting. Getting rid of his board, you know, every single turn is kind of the play with this deck. But I also do realize that I don't have stage yet. So I believe that at this moment I was kind of looking to see if I could find stage. I go a little greedy here. I get rid of Suru as well as Isho. Isho is, you know, that was the obvious card to get rid of, but Suru was a little greedy. I think that holding on to 3 KO cards while not having stage is just, it's not terrible, but it doesn't feel great. But he's gonna play down Kid, use the Gordon to get rid of my Sabo, and plays out a Reiju. Gets to draw 2 and now gets to ramp 1 with the Kid effect. So 5k swing with lead, and then probably just like a 6k with the Law blocker. We get pretty lucky though with Eni's Lobby coming off the first life. He does remember he just played down Kid and just swings 6 with the Law. But wouldn't it have been nice if we had that Suru in hand? Now I just have 1k counters, and a 6k here is kind of like a I have to take, or I'm going down to 3 cards in hand. So pick up the Rebecca though, which is awesome. That's the Rebecca I ended up winning from the OP Bounty tournament. And also top decking a Moria for the turn after is going to be extremely solid. But I've got 7 Dawn to work with here. I do have a Rebecca. I have a what is it? The Rebecca Brook play. I'm gonna use Tempest Kick onto his Eustace Captain Kid, bring it down to a 2-cost. I know that having the 2 Morias is going to be really nice, but we also don't have Lucci in trash. So just not having Lucci makes that a little less, just a little less, you know, good. But I have a Rebecca Brook play, which I do believe is the route that I go. I was considering just hard playing Brook, but yet again, this is a match between 2 friends at locals, so we know that we're both learning some of, you know, the sequencing of how the decks should be working, and I end up making a small mistake here, but yet again, it's just an out of order mistake that, you know, my opponent and I are friends, so we're totally fine with us just kind of taking it back. I was supposed to use Eni's Lobby to tap and bring down the Kid to a 0 cost, but I'll use Rebecca to pick up a 2k. And now I play out Brook, but as I'm putting it down, I realized that I should have tapped the stage. Yeah, so he knew what I was trying to do though. And yeah, we go ahead and get rid of the kid, and now I can swing 7 into Law. That's a nice thing about, you know, when we're playing, you know, just friends at locals. I don't have to go crazy about like, oh shoot, I messed up the sequencing, you know, I just lost the game because of that. Like, we're testing because we're trying to play the game as optimally as possible. And usually it takes about like a week or two for me to play the game as much as it should, or as well as it should be played. But he's going to use Fire Fist right here, bringing down Brook to a 0 cost, and then bottom deck, or excuse me, KOing the Rebecca. He is going to swing 5. I do go ahead and counter out of this with Kaku though, and now the Bon Clay is going to force a 6k swing. I will counter out of that, going down to 4 in life, or excuse me, 4 in hand. But he does bottom deck my Brook. Plays out Ein for another ramp, so he's staying healthy on Dawn cards. I do have 9 Dawn though, but no Lucci in trash, which is pretty tragic. Just seeing that card would make my day, but now I have this Bon Clay that has to be dealt with. I have Ein, which is quite annoying. Either way, it's not terrible because I know that I have like a Rebecca Brook combo. I also don't have Spandam in trash, which is unfortunate. Not having Spandam in trash means that my Moria is kind of like, it's still decent, but it's just not as good. And right there, I believe I end up getting a Khalifa and a stage into trash. It doesn't really change things for me at all, but I'm just going to swing 5 into the Reiju. I was kind of hoping to see Lucci, because if I did, that's why I saved that 1 open Dawn for using the Tempest Kick. But now I feel like it's kind of a waste if I do use it, but maybe I should just cycle the card. I go ahead and tap, this time remembering to tap Ines Lobby to bring the Bon Clay down to a 1 cost. And now I can just do like a Rebecca, pick back up like a 2k with either Khalifa or Kaku, and then hard play out the Brook. I do end up playing Helmeppo though, just because I wanted to have like as many swings as possible into Law, you know, in the later stages of the game. I know that a lot of my cards are going to get removed, but I decided to take Khalifa here, and then I'll just play out Brook, KOing Mr. 2, and then passing it back over. Sorry, by the way, the congestion is getting me. It is getting pretty hot here in Virginia, so we've had quite a lot of stuff going on. But look, another Fire Fist does bring down the Brook yet again to a 0. He's thinking about whether he wants to use it for that or for the Moria, but does end up doing that. KOs the Rebecca, which is pretty annoying. Like, I didn't think about the Fire Fist tech because I haven't seen too many people running it. It's pretty annoying because I know that I am limited on cards right now. But he's going 5 into life. I'll give him a Rebecca right there because I do not need that card in hand whatsoever. 6 into life is pretty annoying. I will give him the 2k, but going down to 2 cards in hand doesn't feel great. I arguably could have taken that, but another Ein. So he's been playing out a lot of these cards right now to stay ramped and to stay healthy on hand size. Dealing with, you know, back-to-back Reiju and Ein combos is pretty annoying, especially when we don't have Lucci. I know that I'm in a bit of a pickle. I think he's got about like 4 or 5 cards in hand, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm just gonna have to kind of get lucky by swinging with Lucci leader, hoping to get a 4-cost Lucci into trash. I also have, you know, I could use the 1-cost events, but I know that if I don't swing 7 into either Ein or Reiju, that it's more than likely just gonna stay on the board. I can probably get rid of 3 characters here, which is pretty solid for us, but if he has follow-ups, it starts to get a little awkward. It looks as though I didn't mill the Lucci right there, unfortunate, but I decide to go life. And now I'm going to go 9 to life again, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go 9 to life again. This is a little sketchy. Oh, and I just add everything onto Spandam. And he does counter. Oh, and it's just 10. It's 10 exactly. Yep, it's just 10 exactly right there. Yep. Okay, so I actually end up taking the game with Spandam. I definitely thought I was in a bit of a spot. Oh, and there's my Lucci, and look at my trash. Or excuse me, my life was all non-counter. Yeah, I was pretty much banking on, you know, if this 7K connects, then maybe I just have a 9-10. But looking at the top 2 of my life, top 2 of my deck, excuse me, I didn't have the Lucci as well. So I didn't really have a play to wipe out all of his board. And that's why, you know, the RNG of this deck just kind of terrifies me. Not seeing like a 4 of at least once while I've milled through like over half my deck is pretty atrocious. It is what it is, but it's just, I don't know, not a huge fan when it comes to stuff like that. That's why I personally prefer Moria a little bit more, but we'll see where it goes. I've got a couple more Lucci matchups coming up, as well as some Enel and Bonnie matchups. I'm going to be doing some Black Yellow Luffy, some Gecko Moria, and OP07, all the good stuff. But stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.